Nah, man. Like I kept, you know, I was chilling today, and I know Drake kind of has that influence in there, and you know what I mean. But it's kind of completely missing. You remember the days like Super Cat and niggas, you always had a hit from one of them niggas. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
shit is dead now. It's like, when's the last time you heard like a legitimate, reggae track by one of these big artists? Like, you don't think
Uh,
niggas give a fuck about reggae?
I
I
think the
think people.
last I think the last was like Sean Kingston. I think I
You
remember
heard about
Sean
what happened
Paul
to
used
him?
to be. Well, recently?
Yeah,
Nah,
they told me he broke, man.
probably is. I mean, when he first came in the game, everybody had their hands in that boy pocket. You know, he was young. He was like 16, 17 when he first came. You know, all he wanted to do was, ball and, be famous. And when you young like that and you got older cats trying to get you for your shit,
Mm,
by the time you put in 5, 10 years in the game, you gonna be broke.
yeah.
Especially if you ain't into investing your money and, to me, the things that keep rappers relevant is endorsements. It has nothing to do with their talent anymore. If you don't have some type of big company, keeping your name relevant, you will fade away. And I think reggae veered away from the commercialized endorsements of the music game. You know what I'm saying? Reggae used to be, promoted, on the hip hop stations. They used to have their own little segments, and I don't know. It just like the dance hall era just is just gone, you know. And to me, it's like all these cats now holding on to is like the old conscious reggae, era of music, which I still hear people playing in their cars
Mm.
because ain't nothing new to play, ain't nothing worth playing at least to my eyes.
Did you ever hear the interview where Super Cat was talking about, they be stealing a lot of these reggae artists, publishing, and at one point they was murking dudes, like they was killing,
Yeah,
reggae artists, because the reggae industry is $1 billion industry.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had Vibes Cartel, he gotten locked up, like 5, 6 years ago, for a couple murder raps, and he was like the biggest thing in Jamaica, especially in the music game. So it's kind of like when he went down, that music, that style, because he was writing for a lot of cats too.
Was it a couple or?
Or Vibes Cartel,
Hmm.
nah, that's a dude.
No, no, no. You said a couple of murders. It was a couple of murder charges.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was the dude is feared in Jamaica.
Mm.
He's a big deal in Jamaica. So
Mm.
and they don't play about their music or their shit. So you know, and they found, he was found guilty, and I think he's supposed to be doing life in prison.
That's
But
crazy because then there's Buju Banton is in jail still, right?
honestly, I don't know. I think he's out. I think he's out.
Sizzler had got arrested.
Sizzler got arrested for some. I think it was coke or something,
Hmm.
guns or one of the two. But it's like the reggae. To me, the reggae scene just it got completely shut down.
I mean, I think those guys they do that because they're not eating. I mean, I think I'd be more surprised if we found out a
Well,
rapper was
yeah,
involved in
because
that. You wouldn't find out about,
they
Isn't that crazy though?
it's
I
like
mean,
royalty.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you think
Mm,
about somebody like Jeezy, somebody like Ti, who talk, they're trap rappers, pretty much rappers that talk about the hustling and the drug hustle.
mm,
Um, but I'd be more surprised to see one of them getting bagged up for, trapping and doing exactly what they talking about. Whereas a lot of
mm,
these reggae artists, they really live that life because, in my
mm,
opinion, they just don't get the funds. They don't get the funds. They don't see the money like all of these rappers are seeing. You might have an underground artist in the states make more money than artists from Jamaica who has a humongous hit
well,
on the radio.
the Jamaican artists or just them in period, in general, they eat off of shows. That royalty check don't come,
Mm.
by once or twice a year. So you can't feed your family when you're waiting on money. when you need it now. You know what I'm saying? So they have to do shows, and that's why they got to have managers always on the clock, ready to get them doing, a show maybe for 1,000 or 500, whatever can feed the family for that week. They got to continuously do shows. If not, a lot of them
I
will
mean, but
starve.
do you think it's an industry that they're not making? I mean, it sounds like these guys are making money too. What's the issue? It got to
Well,
be some
they're not managed like how other companies are managed. You know what
for
I'm
the
saying?
management. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of these cats, you gotta look at it. A lot of these cats from the West Indies, it's hard for people to really understand them. So when they feel like, okay,
What do you mean?
like just the
Understand.
lingo, the way they talk, the way they act around. If
Mm.
they're dealing with somebody that is from the States and they have a hard time understanding, they're gonna feel like, okay, I could run game on this man because he don't know what's up. You know what I'm saying? He don't know the language. He don't know how we talk. You know what I'm saying? So boom, that's a plus for them.
So you think there's a
But
communication gap there too?
yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. 'Cause a lot of these cats, man, that's coming up in the reggae game, man, they're from the ghetto. And they ain't from no soft ghetto neither. These people come from places where they'll kill you and not think nothing of it. So a lot of these cats, they know the streets. But
Let
that's
me
all they know.
let me ask you this: if they could identify with the streets better than some of these mainstream artists, though, you know what I mean? Like I
Mm.
think so. Like, wouldn't they be the more real ones, the ones that are more believable? Thus, you would probably want to listen to their music because they do what they talk about, and sometimes
Yeah,
have a lot of consciousness with their music too.
yeah. But to me, consciousness ain't selling because
Do you think people still look at the Rastafarian religion, um,
I
and
like a
still like
negative thing.
not a negative thing, but do you still like people still care? People still
I think I think people are just like whatever. Like, okay, cool, you're conscious. That's cool. So it's common sense. Like people right now are just like I said, we're in an era now where people they're so just dumbed down to everything. Nothing. They don't care about nothing. Nothing is valued. Nothing is tradition. Isn't tradition anymore. People don't even care. It's pretty much like a wild wild west right now, man. It's every man for themselves. And even in the hip hop, like I could honestly say maybe the next few years, hip hop will be like reggae. Nobody will know where it went. You know, and I don't care who's the nicest out. Not even them will be able to survive.
see. I don't think so.
I think so.
I think
I think hip hop is being worn out as we speak. Hip
I
hop has
I
no
to, I
more
think
value.
I totally disagree with that, but I understand what you're saying. I understand the context you're coming from, but I disagree in regards that they just did a
Nah,
study and showed that hip hop is more than any music. It's played more than any music by far compared to any music.
yeah, but you gotta look at the kind of hip hop that's out and the kind of crowd that likes the hip hop that's out. It's the kind of crowd that likes hip hop that's out now. They're love you today, hate you tomorrow crowd. So yeah, hip hop might be good now, but like I said, in a few more years from now, hip hop won't be where reggae at.
Do you think there's
People
not?
will love it for now, but
Mm,
after a while, that's it.
what do you
And all
think
we
as
will
far
have.
as do these rappers you think have a desire to want to do tracks with reggae artists still? I mean,
I
we had a
think
lot of big
I
reggae
think
hits.
now
Do
I
you
think
remember?
now it's all about money because a lot of these cats now they want money up front before they even talk to the artist or even put anything on paper. And if they don't get that money, then they don't do it. And I know this for a fact because I know a few cats. You know what I'm saying? That was in the game that these rappers be charging a few stacks, to do a track, and these niggas ain't got they ain't trying to be blowing no money on just trying to do a song with somebody that the song might not even do good.
Mm.
You just trying to build up your portfolio. But a lot of these reggae artists, these rappers be charging them, out the wazoo, and a lot of them ain't really because they're looking for a particular sound, and if you don't sound like the top five reggae artists, nobody's gonna want to do work with you. So you gotta kind of sound like if you got that Sizzler sound, or you got that Beanie Man sound, or you got that Buju sound, they will, they'll fuck with you.
Do
But
you
if not,
think do you think
uh,
hip hop has an influence in how well reggae does?
yeah, I think the more hip hop shows love to reggae,
Ah, the
as
better
far as
reggae does.
collab or as far as showing them that respect,
Ah,
as far as um, to me, when if hip hop is doing good, as far as like the music is good,
hmm
reggae for some reason tends to emulate that because you got to remember a lot of reggae songs take a lot of the beats or even do over songs
of
but in a
course.
reggae twist. So if we have good music, then reggae will jump back on it. Like, okay, we got to do this song. We got to do this song because it's the hottest song out right now.
Mm.
But if there's no good music out, reggae ain't gonna emulate it. That's why reggae is dead because there's nothing good to emulate. There's nothing good to say, hey, let's take this rhythm and twist it on some reggae shit. There's nothing good to twist. Nothing. That's why I said even with the best artists out now, nobody's even trying to work with them. You know, nobody's trying to jump on Kendrick or J. Cole or whoever else is new.
You
Nobody's
mean you
trying
mean
to.
you mean Kendrick and J. Cole ain't trying to jump on the reggae artists?
Yeah, maybe that's the case. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they don't want to jump on it. Or whatever it is, ain't nobody messing with reggae right now. You know. And like I said, you ain't there's no more Sean Pauls, no more Sean Paul was probably like the only commercial reggae nigga out there that everybody loved.
Mm.
And
Let me ask you this: Sean Paul is also very light skinned, and
yeah,
we talk about an island that a lot of dark skinned people come from, a lot of
and
African,
they still, show the mad love. It seems like if you don't have the image of the clean cut, light skinned Indian almost looking Jamaican or whatever, they don't mess with you. If you got the dreads, you dark skin, and they just like
yeah.
nah, they
Because
can't market you.
I really think that I
It's
think
all
that
about marketing, man. They can't market Rastafarians
uh,
because that type of era when Rasta music was very popular when Bob Marley and them, and the Booju's and the Capletons, and the Morgan Heritage. A lot of these, cats now just either fall back, they either died or they ain't in the game no more, and that's it.
well,
So
here's
these
my
new
thing.
cats
I
really
think,
don't have nothing to fall back on. These
but
new cats really got it hard.
isn't Young Thug from? First of all, Smoke DZA is from, or his family's from Guyana. Young Thug is Haitian. His family's from Haiti. I mean, Trinidad James. I could list a few more names of people, and wouldn't even know. I mean, Busta Rhymes is a good example of somebody
He's
who,
Jamaican,
yeah, but he was good in
but
his
none
own
of
right,
them.
and
Yeah, but
he
none of
extended
them were.
that musical hand to. I mean, come on, like during the
I
time
think
of,
Nas more extended a hand than anybody when it comes to that.
nah,
Like,
I,
'cause
I,
Nas did whole albums with niggas. You know what I'm
that's true.
saying? Nas
I think Busta
Nas took it
Rhymes
the
waved
extra
that flag
mile. You know
though.
what I'm saying? And to me, that's respect. When you can do a whole album with an artist instead of just a single, it
Mm.
shows that you're trying to merge something and give that other person a plateau for them to to do something, platform for them to do something. So yeah,
Mm.
I think Nas did a good job with that. But other than that, man, reggae is
I'm just confused with it because I remember, just give me the light, Sean Paul. I remember there was a time back in 2006, 2007, 2008, we was still getting a lot of big reggae hits in conjunction with, a lot of crunk club
and
hits.
you gotta understand, he was doing songs with everybody, Beyonce, know, uh, a few people. Well, the dude's been doing songs, and you know who else used to merge? Akon. Akon used to always have a reggae vibe to his music.
So it looks like what we're identifying with is like reggae is gonna be as big as the artists that are who basically have a family tree that's tied to it. You know what I mean? Like for example, Akon, he could identify with reggae because he's African, got West Indian family, maybe has African family. Busta
Hmm.
Rhymes, he's from Jamaica. Fabulous, has Jamaican in his family. So,
I heard Fabulous was Guyanese.
yeah, well, I don't, you know what, I can honestly say, you know what, I don't know, but I know he has one of the West Indian or Caribbean
You know who
cousins.
else I think is Guyanese, but I gotta look it up.
Red Cafe is Guyanese too.
Raekwon. I think Raekwon, because Raekwon mentioned Guyanese on a few occasions, and I'm like, okay, you mentioned Guyanese just a little bit too much for me. I
Mm.
gotta look into that. I wouldn't be surprised either. A lot of cats is West Indian. A lot of these hip hop artists that we grew up listening to are from the West Indies, so they got that reggae culture within them. Probably had it before hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
I just think these guys need to be. I want to see a change. I would inspire, a lot of West Indian cats, a lot of reggae cats to, a lot of rappers that are in the game that know they have West Indian in their family to get back to their roots. Because to me, the best club nights I've had was when West Indian, some down south shit was playing, some up north shit was playing, and then some shit that came on where you heard West Indian in New York, maybe West Indian and down south artists. You know what I mean? Lil Jon was I commended him for that. People don't look at how open minded Lil Jon had to be to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like he's
Hmm.
from down south. You don't really hear a lot of down south artists aside from making maybe reggaeton with Pitbull, and I don't really consider Pitbull a down south artist though. He's like in a whole nother world. And
He's like he's like a
I
pop
don't get
artist.
I don't get it though, but
He's
that's what
like
it
a pop
seems like they
artist, but they
wanna.
love his ass.
I don't know fucking why Pitbull. I'm not a fucking fan, bro. Like I don't care what
They
nobody's saying.
love his ass
I'm
in
not hating. I
Miami.
just don't get it. I don't get why everybody's on Pitbull like that. I mean, I think I do. Again, it's that light skin shit. I don't know. I can't help but to think
Well, like
that.
I said, light skinned artists always will be, like I said, in the spotlight. Dark, like I said, the dark skinned cats, man, they gotta fight twice as hard for something that these light skinned cats really don't have to. And that's not nothing to say, one is better than the other. It's just how the system is. That's how they want it to be.
Mm.
I could care less. I look at it as you black. You got one drip of black blood, and you black. You a nigga.
Well, tell
So,
me, tell the fans, maybe what's some of your favorite, reggae, hip hop collabs that you can remember.
oh man, I love the Super Cat. Um, what was that song he had, man, with that dude,
Talking about the
man?
drum with Biggie.
Nah, he had another one. It wasn't with Biggie. I like the one with Biggie too, but he had another. He had a few. He was like one of the first cats to merge. Like he would throw the hip hop. Like he would have a rapper, and probably be somebody you don't even know sometimes.
Mm.
But they'll come in and put in a quick 16. Like he would do that. Let a rapper just put in a quick 16, maybe in the bridge part. Because a lot of his songs were like reggae hip hoppy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But a few. Let me see. Oh man, and it's not that many that are good. That's what it's hard to see. I can honestly say that Nas and Damian Marley is my favorite. The whole album, the
Mm.
whole album.
What's up? But see, there it is again, cuz, and that's why I love sometimes because you always mention things that maybe I don't think of. That album never won a Grammy. The Nas
Of
and
course
Damian
not,
Marley.
because if you listen to the album, you knew what they were talking about. They were really on some conscious shit on that album, and some street conscious shit too. So of course they ain't gonna win a Grammy. They ain't even gonna. I don't even think they even had a song. I don't even think they played a song on the radio from that album. That's how sad that the game is. Like they ain't even really play a song that I was like, oh, where they playing? They ain't even do that.
Yeah,
And
you're
even
right.
that one song, Tribal War, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
which was supposed to be like the single for the album.
yeah.
And he had a video, but he ain't, the video didn't get no BT plays, it ain't get no MTV plays, it ain't get no love. I'm like, how could something so hard and so dope coming from two of the probably the best? Because Damian Marley is like Nas out there. Let's put it all the way out. Keep it all the way real. He's like the Nas out there. He's lyrical. He's creative. He's illmatic.
Mm.
And the team up with Nas, that was like man, that was like
That was a big deal, and
that
the
was a very
album
that
was
was a
the album
statement,
was flawless.
and that was supposed to push other hip hop artists to do the same. Like that was Nas saying, "Hey, I'm a start this off. Who's gonna pick up the next?" You know what I'm saying?
It's
And it's like
crazy
nobody
because
even.
when I
Yeah,
ask people if they love everybody tells me they love that album. It's probably one of the dopest albums. It's a straight up classic, but it's like it never got. I mean, completely no looks at all.
yeah. It got ignored for the most part. They just kind of just well. Nas and Damian Marley did a track, or I mean, did an album, but nobody made a big deal over it. You know what I'm saying? Now let a hip hop artist do a collab with like a rock star or a rock and roll artist. Everybody will jump on that.
Didn't Jay-Z and Coldplay get nominated for some shit back in the day when they
Now it was
came out?
Jay Z and Linkin Park,
Linkin Park, they got
but
nominated for something
yeah,
that year.
they got like 3, 4 Grammys for
That's
that
crazy.
little yeah, you know what I'm saying? The encore, Do What You Want More. Then boy with the Brooklyn boy, and then he came in with the crawling in my, you know what I'm saying? So they loved it. Everybody soaked it up. Now, if not Jay Z would have did that with Damian Marley, nobody would have cared.
Hmm.
Because if Nas, to me, which is way better than Jay Z, did an album with Damian Marley, nobody picked it up. I know nobody would have felt it if Jay Z would have did it.
That's
But that goes
crazy.
to show you, reggae is becoming a thing of the past, man, and hip hop is right behind it. I'm sad to it's sad to say it that way. I know a lot of people got hope for this, but as long as the youth run hip hop, it's never gonna be the same, man. It's not ours to run or dictate anymore, man. The young. This is a game for the young, and only the young are the strong, and the strong will survive. And what they're doing with hip hop isn't by hip hop standards to the real hip hop heads. And as long as they're controlling it, the shit will definitely become obsolete. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I kind of look at it as maybe that's a good thing because if hip hop becomes a thing of the past, that means there's room for somebody to resurrect that shit.
I don't think hip hop is gonna become a thing
It
of the
is.
past. I think
It
hip hop
is.
is has always been getting stronger and stronger in
Actually, if you want
regards
to
to.
really, be technical, hip hop is already past that stage because now hip hop is more of an R&B thing than anything. Think about it. 90% of the hip hop songs you hear today have an R&B song, a singer on it.
Mm.
You can't name one song with just somebody rapping, hitting some lyrics, and if you can name it, you can probably count it on one hand. But compared to the songs that are just more like rap than somebody saying rap, that's what hip hop is now. It's R&B, and and R&B took over hip hop, because that's what people promote. So yeah, hip hop is already at the stage where it is a thing of the past. Real hip hop has to come back. And I'm talking about no singing or no hook. No, you know what I'm saying? I remember I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Wu Tang, but they had an interview back in the days of the '90s, and they was talking about like, yo, that hip hop with the R&B, that ain't hip hop. I don't know if it was Reza, it was
Yeah,
somebody
I
though, and they
remember.
kept
I
it
remember.
real.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah.
all that R&B shit that ain't hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they thought. They felt like back then R&B was something that was making hip hop soft because hip hop was, remember, a hardcore thing, and we preserved that for a long time. So when they started going merging with R&B, everybody was like, nah, we ain't feeling that shit. So yeah, if technically hip hop is already dead because it's more R&B now than anything. If you take out the R&B singing out of hip hop now, you wouldn't even have a song now. and the singing ain't even authentic because now it's mostly auto tune and it's all this extra stuff to make your voice sound good. So it's not even authentic anymore. The R&B isn't even authentic. So
Well, let me ask you
hip
this:
hop.
if reggae was gonna be like, okay, we have the formula to take over the game, for to come back out on the front. What does reggae industry, what do reggae artists have? What do you think needs to happen with reggae for it to kind of take back that stage and really get that attention that I think it so desperately needs? Because, like I said, when reggae and club and hip
I
hop,
think reggae needs to stop trying to be all like hip hop. I think when reggae start trying to be like reggae again, like they trying to, because it always seems like they're trying to emulate these rappers, and even the conscious rappers now, you see their videos, it all looks like the same, fancy car, nice women, jewelry. It's like they're trying to do the rap thing but it'll reggae, and it's like that's what killed them when they were just unapologetically reggae, and they didn't care how they dress, how they look, how they dance in their videos. Everybody loved that shit. You know what I'm saying? The little when they used to do the little dance thing. I remember. Well, I don't know who video it was, but all the reggae videos always showed, the guys and the girls dancing in a choreographic way and then killing it. Now you don't see that. You see them trying to be flashy and be all romantic and R&B ish like these rappers now. That shit's whack. So it's like hip hop does influence reggae in a way because whatever hip hop is doing, like I said, reggae always try to emulate it, and if it's whack
but why?
reggae,
There's a reason for that emulation, though.
yeah, because
Trying to get
hip
that
hop is the
bread.
most
They're trying to get
popular,
that bread, cause like to keep it
and it's
real,
yeah,
baby.
and it's marketable because hip
Mm.
hop is the biggest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? As far as music wise, it's the biggest, most popular, most listened to in the world. Of course, reggae gonna has to jump on that, or else they wouldn't stand really stand a chance because it's such a small window with reggae that people really know. So they have to broaden that window. And hip hop is global, so heck yeah, whatever hip hop do, they will follow suit. But hip hop ain't doing shit right now. They ain't setting an example. So reggae is like fuck it, we falling back until somebody or
Mm.
the entire way the hip hop sound change and go back to sounding something more authentic. Reggae gonna be gone. The only reggae you gonna know of is shit you play in your damn phone or your whatever old school records you got. You can count all the new stuff out.
Do you think when Bob Marley passed, like that tension from reggae kind of left?
Nah.
Well, nah, not really.
I think it grew when he died because it made people pay more attention to him. Because remember, you're worth more dead than alive in this music game. So I think it started something.
Mm.
Um, and but I think I would say after the Beanie Man era went there down,
Hmm.
I think reggae started falling
Started
because
falling.
Beanie Man was like the biggest thing. And
Mm.
he's still considered like the biggest thing, but when he started falling back
Mm.
and his music started sounding a little off, everybody just said, you know what, this shit might be dead now.
See, the crazy thing is the reason, in my opinion, reggae is so important is because there's a lot of Caribbean countries, and people underestimate how much. Okay, so the U.S. supposedly has between something like 400 to 500 million people, probably more than that. Probably more. But I looked up Haiti the other day. Haiti has something like 12 million people, 11, 12 million people. Guyana has about 800,000. Jamaica has, they're in the millions. A couple of other countries, Caribbean countries, they're in the millions. I mean, so if we wanted to even total everything up, Puerto Rico, Grenada, Panama, I mean, all of these, islands and Caribbean places, I mean, they equal up to almost 100 million people, if not right under, if not more.
Hmm.
So I mean, their music is impactful and it deserves a voice. The U.S. is mixed with different people. I think what's happening with reggae, cause is that like you said, I'm glad you made that point. The management is bad, but I think there's shady management. I think a lot of these record labels, Virgin Pacific, I believe, is what really, right? They push a lot of these guys out. Virgin Pacific
And they've been robbing them for years.
for years.
A lot of these cats been getting screwed for years by Virgin Records, man. Even the Marleys, you know what I'm saying? Everybody then went through their little problems with Virgin Records and left them. You know what I'm saying? Because they was, these old rich white cats, that's all they in. They're greedy, and once they find somebody that's talented, they're gonna milk them like a cow. And when they're done milking that cow, I'll get another cow. You know what I'm saying? That's just how. And I think a lot of reggae artists kind of got hip to that and like kind of flying solo. Like I'd rather just go independent. I might not make money. I might not get a lot of sales, but at least I won't get jerked. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're not out there like that, because they're doing a lot of stuff independently now, where their homeboy might be their manager, and they might only get a few shows a year, but shit, that might just be good enough for them to be known where they at. They don't really care about being known all over.
That's interesting.
So yeah, it's a money game, man. It's a money game, and once you know how to your way through the cracks, you'll be successful.
I want to do that in the episode. I got a friend. I really think this is important. I've always been concerned about the reggae music in the industry. I got a friend that I think I'm going to invite to the show, and I want to continue. I'm gonna make this like a part one. I really want to continue this conversation because, like you said, I'm concerned about where the money's going. And I care too much about a lot of the reggae artists when they speak. Supercat is very vocal about what's going on in the reggae industry, and not only him, a lot of other people. I don't want to just single him out and put him on blast, but I'm proud of him the most because he ain't scared of nothing. And you know what I mean? Like
he original
man, I
gangster.
like Supercat, man. I like Supercat. He gonna say his opinion, and his opinion is his opinion, but he gonna say it though. You know what I mean? And he's very vocal about the mismanagement, the misfunding, misaccounting for money, murking off artists, a lot of shady shit going on.
Oh
A lot of
yeah,
these
they
reggae
kill
artists,
a motherfucker in a heartbeat.
yeah, a lot of these artists aren't citizens of the U.S., so it has a lot to do with how they're getting paid, and
They pay them pretty much whatever, you know what I'm saying, because they know they can't do
exactly,
nothing.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And as sad as some of it might seem, a few of these artists are illiterate.
Mm,
And not illiterate in the sense that, oh well, they just can't read and write. They can't read and write contracts. They can't, this is new to them.
mm,
So they just sign wherever because all they know is I'm gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? And when they don't get paid, and the person bring up, well, you did sign a contract saying you're okay with not being paid for the next 5 years because we have to pay such and such, and then they're looking all stupid like what?
yeah.
And now they got to get a lawyer to try to fight and reverse that.
And that
And
in
now next thing you
itself
know,
is a
they
lot of
broke.
money. Yeah, yeah.
So this is what a lot of them go through. You know what I'm saying? They sign these contracts. They don't really know what the hell the contract says. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a residual type of income setup to where okay, every time your shit spin, you gonna get paid. For them it ain't like that. Because for them it's like, all right, well, if the song gets paid, well, everybody on the top got to get paid first, and if there's anything left, you get that. You know what I'm saying? It's a shady game, man. A lot of these cats too, man, they get violent too, Shit don't work out. The manager end up being murked, whatever. Then next thing you know, they're not doing music no more because now they got legal issues.
Very interesting, cuz I like
It
how you
is.
put that.
It is. So a lot of this shit, man, like I said, the reggae game right now, man, is probably the
Because
hardest game.
it's like you said, it's a different, to be an artist, to be a reggae artist and to live and to come from the slums, the Caribbean, such a beautiful place, but or beautiful place is, but so poor, you know what I mean, is
Yeah.
is a big deal when you're an artist. And you're right. They're not citizens of the country that they're in. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of
Yeah.
stipulations in regards to how you get your money, how you're gonna get paid.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So it's hard for them to, get out there. So a lot of them just played local, played local, and they're content with that. Trying to make it big now is something that they know you're gonna get jumping in a ocean with sharks.
Mm.
You know what's gonna happen. So their best bet to play it safe and to make sure their family is alright is just be local, man. Do as
I'm
much
glad.
shows and parties as you can, build up a name, and when your name becomes as big as where you're at, then you ain't got to worry about looking for somebody to come sign you, or so they will come to you.
So you still
Once you're
think
that good, they'll come to you.
that's possible for reggae? It's not impossible.
No, it's not, because remember, people are gonna start missing reggae, like how me and you are now. But once the majority start missing it, somebody's gonna have to step up and give the people what they need,
Mm.
and that person just has to be ready. And they got to come up with an original sound, not trying to sound like everybody else. And their shit got to be different.
Any any new artists, reggae artists that you know about, cuz that you want to tell the people, to maybe check out and just, you know. Well, I got this
Um,
dude. His name is Conscious, and
uh,
Conscious was on the Fabulous mixtape.
uh,
Gosh, that he just got summertime. Uh, what's it? Summertime murder. Summertime shooter, summertime shootout, or summertime shoot. The summertime
um,
volumes. If anybody's a Fabulous fan, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's the part two to the summertime shootings mixtape series, and there's an artist on there called Conscience, and it's one of my favorite tracks because Conscience. I mean, he goes ham on that track. When Fabulous
uh,
comes off at the beginning, and you don't even think that he's about to turn it into a reggae track, it's dope. There is my dude Egyptian, one of my favorite folks. I
oh yeah,
love to check
Egyptian
out.
is definitely, to me, the number one of
He's
the new
yeah.
cats. He's number one. I've been listening to that cat from day one, and he's always, and the dude can spit, man, like on some hip hop type, like, but on a reggae twist. But the dude is very lyrical. Like he's creative. He's probably one of the most talented dudes out right now.
Mhm.
And
There's also a guy named
you got Norris Man. He's nice. You got, what's that other cat name? What's his
I mean, we
name?
can't forget to tell you, folks, to make sure you check out the Buju Bantons, the Sizzlers, the Capleton. Capleton is actually one of my favorite
Oh,
artists.
Capleton is
Capleton is Capleton. I heard he was a bagman though, like back home.
yeah.
I heard he like don't like he a shooter and we ain't talking about American kind of shooter. We talking about Jamaican type shooter. It's a whole different level. You know what I mean? You can't forget. I think I said Beanie Man's. Natural Black is a reggae artist that's affiliated. He's from Guyana, or he's affiliated with Guyana. He was the one that came out with that song, "Far From Reality." Um, you know the song, cause it was like some, far from reality. I should have
Yeah.
known when I met her. She was far, far, far away.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about. I can't sing great, folks, but like Cuzzo said, Egyptian is, I said, him and I said, Egyptian is one of our favorite people, favorite.
Hmm.
There's so many, man. Even Sean Paul is dope. I never had a problem with Sean Paul. I just always thought it was very interesting that he gets a lot of looks. And I know a lot of legends that are better than Sean Paul that I know Sean Paul himself would bow down to and be like, yeah, them dudes is. I don't think he'd say anybody's better than him. He's supposed to think that he's the best. That's what you're supposed to do. But I definitely think Sean Paul knows that there's legends that he definitely would say, look, I'm honored to just stand next to, that are bigger than me. I'm honored to stand next to these folks. And they deserve as much looks as
Mm,
I'm getting. And I think Sean Paul gets a lot of looks, which I'm happy for him, but I really think it has a lot to do with him being light skinned. Light skin is like a unthreatening type of skin tone and mood, or whatever these folks have it twisted as to be, you know. It even had talk about because I ain't gonna drag it on, cuz, but I really thought you would help me have a full on discussion. I want you to just touch real quick on when your boy that's locked up for the double murders that you talked about, he was trying to bleach his skin at one point. You know what I'm talking
mm.
about? Come on, he was trying to bleach his skin. He's locked up for the two murders. You just
Oh,
mentioned them.
vibes.
Vibes Cartel. Vibes
Yeah, he
Cartel.
was a big deal.
Yeah,
He still
talk
is a
about that.
big deal.
What was going on with him bleaching his skin though? Is that true, or what was going on with that?
Yeah, yeah, he did bleach his skin. I mean, in Jamaica right now, it's a huge epidemic of people just bleaching their skin to look
But
lighter.
for
It's
him to
it's
do that,
sad.
a known celebrity, a known artist, doesn't that kind of touch basis on, yeah, maybe the light skin shit is real? You
Yeah,
know,
it is. It is when somebody that big can do it, and just
he didn't have
really,
to. He was already big, right?
yeah, he was already. He didn't have to. He just out of the blue. Because
Mm,
everybody else is doing it. So in order to stay relevant, these cats will do anything.
mm,
Huh?
interesting. Well, listen, folks. We like I said, me and Kazo, we was just talking about it. We're kind of tired. It's late night, but we just want to wanted to chop it up real quick about um, the reggae game and where it's kind of going. I want to invite somebody else to this show though. Um,
Uh,
I want to invite somebody else to the show and make it a part two, because I want to go deeper. I want to know. I want to get down to the bottom of it. I really want to know what's going on with the money, because I think if we figure that out, we could kind of give the up and coming reggae artists a key to, so they could get on and stop having to have they shit streamlined in the music industry. So, Jem, Cuzzo Jem, it's your boy Geechee Dan. I want to thank my cousin, as always, for taking this time out. He's been busy a lot lately, so I have been catching him at a later time. I told him at first I used to get mad, but then, my cousin, he works hard, man. So I got to make sure that I start calling him earlier for the shows so we could sound live and awake for this. But cuz I want to thank you again, cuz, for blessing us with the conversation. We got more for the people. You could check us out on Steam It, YouTube, Facebook. We got a lot of shit going on, so we just been working.
Unplugged radio.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it, soon enough. We got the website up, RWIConcept.ga. Check that out. You know what I mean? And we just gonna keep it pushing, man. This is Unplugged Radio. This is your boy Geechee Dan, and that's my man to the left. His name is,
Jam, GEM, holla at your boy.
and we out. Peace.
Yeah.